Okay, we're on. We're back. We're here. Ready to do this. As always, I will welcome you, Amit, to the 12-hour podcast.
Thank you, Adam, and welcome to you as well.
Thanks.
And welcome to everyone who is not watching this.
Everyone and no one, yeah.
Amazing people out there.
Yeah. I can see that we did actually quite well last week.
We did?
Yeah, we did very, very well. We were right on point with our target.
So we did achieve our target.
We achieved our target with flying colors.
Wow.
Yeah.
What more do we expect?
You
We are
can't-
we are chasing the target and we are achieving it.
Yeah.
What else do we want?
Can't ask for anything more than that. So, congratulations to you. And
To you as
yeah, I appreciate that. And congratulations to nobody else, really.
or maybe the whole YouTube.
Yeah. Or yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Congratulations to all the people on YouTube who are watching everything else besides this. Well done. You did it. And I don't know what else to say. That's great. It's great. It's just good stuff. It's just good
If
news.
we could send out goodies to everyone who didn't watch this, we would.
You know what I'm drinking?
Let me guess. This looks like a milk cup, and I see, what is that? A cherry or an apple?
It's a tomato.
So it must be tomato soup.
Nope. It is lemon soup.
Lemon soup.
Yeah, it's water with lemon in it.
Then that would make this fennel soup.
Oh, fennel soup. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? What's the difference between soup and tea?
Exactly. At some point, the lines might blur.
Yeah. Right?
Like if you are making spinach soup,
Hmm.
why cannot be called spinach green tea?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you can just call it spinach tea.
Coriander tea.
Yeah. Coriander soup. Or, okay, how about this? There's cereal, right? We all know cereal. You know, the dry stuff comes in a box. You add milk to it. Is that still cereal? I mean, there's cereal and milk, but together, I mean, people still call that cereal, but is it really? It's not really cereal because cereal's without the milk. So what is that when you add milk? Is that a soup?
Soggy cereal.
But what if it's like really crunchy, right? It's not necessarily soggy, right? So, but is it a soup? Or maybe like, is it a salad? Is it a salad? Because like you have stuff and then you add, like you dress it, right? So is that maybe like more of a salad?
Or porridge.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, porridge is more like kind of oats, and you don't necessarily have to have. I think it's oats, right? Porridge. Pretty sure it's oats or wheat, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess basically we can use any grain and
Yeah.
milk to
Well,
make porridge.
yeah, but you don't
So
necessarily have.
cereal,
Do you have to add milk in order for it to like? Is it still porridge without the milk? I think it is, isn't it?
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't
So
have to have the
milk
milk.
makes it better, yeah.
Milk makes it better, but you don't have to have the milk in order for it to be porridge, right? It's still porridge without the milk. So if you add milk to it, maybe just a little bit of milk, okay, then you can easily still call it porridge. But as soon as you add like a certain amount of milk, like is it still porridge? Because it's then porridge in milk. So what is that? Is
milky
that it?
porridge.
It's milky porridge. But then altogether, is that like a type of soup? Maybe.
It's type of cereal.
Well, but cereal is again
Cereal
dry, isn't it?
cereal is crispy and porridge is soggy. So,
Right. Okay.
but they have
Fair. Yeah. But again, if there's like a certain amount, okay, how about this? You have a bowl of milk, nothing else, and you
Mhm.
add one piece of cereal in it. Is it still cereal?
It's impure milk.
Just milk with one piece of cereal. Is that still cereal? No.
Of
No,
course,
right? What is
we'll
that?
call it impure milk. Yeah,
Impure milk. Impure milk. Okay. I mean, but impure milk can mean so many things. It just can mean dirty
yeah,
milk.
yeah, yeah. Anything, any impurity.
But that's not really descriptive enough because, like, I could put dirt in it and say that it's impure milk, right? So how do we identify the difference between, milk that is just has a little bit of cereal in it, and like how much cereal? Like, where's the line? Like, how much cereal do you need to add into the milk until it is like until you would call it cereal?
Right. Like if we just add 1 spoon to cereal, it would still be cereal.
One
1 spoon of
spoon
milk.
of milk. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if you have cereal, a bowl of cereal, like, let's say I had this filled with cereal and I had 1 teaspoon or even like I would say a tablespoon of milk, it's still cereal. Yeah, I agree with that. But is it yeah, it's still cereal. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can still call that cereal because if you had salad, like for example, you have salad with no dressing on it, it's still salad. You had a little bit of dressing, it's still salad. But what if you had a whole ton of dressing? It's just swimming in dressing. Is that still salad?
So I guess the dividing line would be the point where it changes the color and texture.
Maybe. Maybe. Well, it's a tough question to answer, right?
Yeah.
You get pretty philosophical about this. By the way, I love your glasses.
Thanks. I thought I'd match your vibes today.
Nicely done. Are these proper blue light reflectors, though?
I'm not sure. The only reason I'm wearing it today is because I have some redness in this eye.
Okay.
I woke up pretty early today uh, and could not go back to sleep and have this redness
Okay.
because of that.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. So you're to like wearing the glasses is to like go easier on your eyes, or is it to kind of cover up the fact that you have some redness in your eye, or is it a little bit of both?
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can definitely see without straining my eye right now.
Hmm.
I use these glasses sometimes when I'm doing some coding on my screen because I have to stare at it for a long duration then
Okay.
it can become pretty strainful. Yeah, I think it helps in blue light as well because I feel pretty comfortable in this.
Maybe. Could be. Could be. All right. There's probably a way to test it, to test the lenses if they are proper blue light reflectors or not. I'm not sure how to do that, but there's probably a simple way to do that.
Honestly.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were going to suggest a test.
No, I wasn't going to suggest a test at all. I'm just thinking that there must be there must be some easy test to do. I just imagine there would be, but I could be wrong. Maybe we can look that up.
Maybe we can click an image through the camera and then click another image covering the lens with this glasses and compare the images online to
Maybe.
check the amount of blueness in it.
Maybe. Let's see. Let's look this up with our old friend Shmat Shmeeby Shmee and see if there's some easy way to test our lenses. What do you say?
Yeah, sure. Let's see, how do we determine if a glass is what, blocking a color?
Yeah,
How do we ask?
reflecting, I think. If it reflects the color, absorbs the color, maybe. Yeah. You would think it would, right? Because blue, so red, green, blue, right? Those are the three main primary wavelengths that make up white, essentially, right? So if you take out blue, just completely, you're left with yellow, right?
Not
And
exactly, but yeah, I think it only reduces blue. I'm not sure if it perfectly blocks blue. I don't think it would require something specific to block the blue light completely.
well, from my understanding of how color works, like for example, we take this. What color is this?
Black.
Black,
It
is it?
appears black right now.
This is black?
Is it violet?
I think it's more like violet or purple. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
So because of these glasses, I can only see black, which means it has removed the blue part.
perhaps. Well, I mean, if you look at this color, what color is this?
Yeah, this is completely blue.
Yeah. So the way that I understand how color works is this is not, this part of this bottle is not blue at all, actually. It's every color except for
Except
blue.
blue.
Yeah, that's right. So the thing is with your glasses, I think the idea is, that because it's yellow, you're seeing yellow, it's actually, your glasses are every color except for this color. And in order for this color to be reflected off of this material into our eyes, you'd have to take out whatever wavelengths of light would not make this color. Right?
Mhm.
And if you have the right blue light reflectors or absorbers, I guess you could even call them, then essentially, I don't know if it would be exactly this color, but I think the idea is that all the blue light is being absorbed by the lenses, and therefore you get this color. And if all that blue light is being absorbed by the lenses, none of it is going to be coming off the lenses into your eyes. Right?
Mhm.
I think that's like sort of the idea, anyways. So it has to be like I would think, a very specific color for that to happen. For all the blue light to get absorbed. And from my understanding of how color works is if you take red and green and you combine those two light sources, you do get an amber color. Which essentially means that you're not including blue as part of the color that you're seeing. Which means that blue should be getting absorbed.
Yeah, we can basically call it complementary colors. Complementary colors they follow the same concept. When you mix these two colors, what you get is white color.
Is that how complementary colors work? Yeah?
Yeah. So if you have complementary colored lights, let's say
Okay.
you have orange light and blue light,
Mhm.
mixing them would produce white light.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay, I did not even. I know complementary colors, of course, but I'd never thought that mixing those two colors will make white, and that's what makes them complementary. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, makes sense. That makes sense.
And that is how,
But
our
hold on,
sun.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But that's not really the case, actually. Let me stop you for a second, because red and green are complementary colors, right?
Not exactly. Orange and green can be complementary,
But I think it's orange and
right?
blue are complementary.
Yeah, a shade of blue. Not exactly blue, so it's kind of a, bluish green shade.
Okay. Because I learned in school, it goes red and green are complementary, and blue and orange are complementary, and purple and yellow are complementary. That's what I learned.
Yeah, red and green can be complementary if they are mixed in the right proportion because green is already made up of two colors, blue and yellow.
But that isn't like a light. That isn't from a light source, right?
Yeah.
So that is not considering a light. That's not considering colors that are derived from a pure light source. Those are considering colors that are reflective colors, essentially.
No, we can actually mix red light, oh sorry, blue light and yellow light and produce green light.
Can you? Because green isn't green like green is a natural source of. Maybe I'm thinking more of the types of light that is used to be able to create different colors that would be visually on a screen. Maybe I'm mixing it up a little bit. I'm going to look this up.
Well, in school, we are taught that there are four primary colors, right? Red, blue, green, and yellow.
Yeah.
But essentially, we don't require green to be primary because green can be made with blue and yellow.
Yeah, which
So,
is interesting because for light, it works different, right? The primary colors for light is different. It's RGB, right? Red, green,
yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
This is
And
different.
the reason yellow is not taken in RBG, in LEDs that we see, they are not taking yellow as the third color,
Yeah, because
is
you can
because
create it.
green comes right in between of red and blue.
Yeah, you can create it. You can create
Wavelength.
it between, you add red and green together, you can create a yellow.
Yeah. So basically, there is the concept of wavelengths going on.
Yeah.
If you take the wavelength of red and wavelength of blue and average it out, you will get the wavelength of green. So it becomes much easier to mix these three colors. And that is why all the LED screens are using RBG instead of RBY.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can't create green from red, blue, and yellow light, can you?
Yeah,
You
it is
can?
possible.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you do that?
You'll have to mix the right amount of blue and yellow to get the green color.
Really?
Mhm.
I gotta look this up. I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but I want to find out more in depth information about this. So, can you? And part of me also doesn't believe you.
Sorry?
Part of me also doesn't believe you. Can
Who
you?
doesn't believe you?
I don't believe you. Part of me. Part of me doesn't believe you.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. So, can you create green light from red, um, yellow, and blue light? No, it says. You can't. Yeah, that's as far as I've learned. Okay. You can't. Okay, but you can do this. Let's see here. So, red and green light makes yellow. We know that. Green and blue makes cyan. We know that. Blue and red makes magenta. Yeah, we know that. Red, green, and blue make white, of course. Okay. Subtractive color mixing. In the subtractive color system used for pigments and paints. So this is for different. This is for pigments and paints, not for light. Okay. So when you're using pigments and paints, you're doing subtractive color mixing, not additive color mixing, which makes sense because it's more reflective, not from a light source, right?
Mm.
So when you're doing something that's reflective, it's like a subtractive color mixing. So you can do that using, like going backwards, cyan and yellow, you'll make green. That makes sense. Okay. But that's still not quite what you were saying, right?
Yeah, we can rephrase the question and ask what color will we get if we use blue LED and yellow LED.
Okay. So if you're using blue, I mean, it says it right here, I think. Where is it? Blue and yellow? Oh, no, it doesn't give that option. Okay, let's do it. So what color do you get when you mix the light from a blue LED and a yellow LED? Okay. So because blue light is just like a primary color and yellow is made up of red and green, what you're going to end up getting is a white light. That makes sense. So you're going to get white. Yeah, because what you're actually doing there with yellow, with the blue, is you're actually, in reality, you're adding red, green, and blue together, which is going to create white light. So you can't get to green light any other way. The only way to get there is by using green light, because that is a primary light source, color light source. Yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me of a very interesting fact. So, LEDs were discovered in 1960s.
Something like that, yeah. I think that makes sense, yeah.
And they already had these three colors, red, blue, and yellow color LED in 1960s. But they were finding pretty hard to create LED that would emit green color. And they needed that green color to, produce white light. And up until 90s, the green LED was undiscoverable. They tried many combinations of chemicals, and finally, these three scientists together, they figured it out how to produce green light to LED. And eventually, what happened was scientists were able to combine these LEDs, and now we have white LEDs. And once you have white LEDs, you can produce any color. And that is how we got LED screens. That is how we got touch screens. That is how we got all the technology that we have today.
I heard something about similar about blue LEDs. I thought green and red were created first, and it took a very long time to create the blue LED. I think the blue LED got created last.
Blue was already existing in 60s, right?
I don't know. We're going to look this up too, but I remember watching a whole video on this about...
I've seen movies where they use blue LED for decoration.
Yeah, I remember red. I think it was red that was first, and then green that came next, And the technology that was used to create those LEDs had to be altered dramatically in order to get to blue light. And it took a lot of like revamping of the machinery and the technology and the systems and the process of creating those types of LEDs to get to the blue LED.
Mhm.
We're going to look this
Yeah,
up, but
and
I'm pretty sure I
eventually,
remember watching
yeah,
a video on this very recently for a YouTube channel that I follow, and he provided like a really good description of this.
yeah, yeah. We should look it up because the color that came last in 90s, they are the people who received Nobel Prize for that,
Yeah, I think that might have been
for
blue
discovering
then.
that.
But I don't know if it was maybe it was the 90s. I'm not sure. We're going to look this up. But I think I'm pretty sure it was the blue LED that was created, that was discovered last. It was the blue one. Yeah. Yeah. Let's look it up. So when were um, LEDs discovered
For
for
3 LED colors.
each of the three primary colors: red, green, and blue? Let's look this up. Okay. Here we go. So, LEDs for each of the primary colors, red, green, and blue, were discovered and developed over several decades. Here's a brief timeline. Red LED discovery. The first practical visible spectrum red LED was developed in 1962 by Nick Holonyak Jr. while he was working at General Electric. Holonyak is often credited as the father of the light emitting diode. Green LED discovery. Green LEDs were developed shortly after red LEDs in 1972 by M. George Crawford, a former graduate student of Holonyak. Invented the first yellow LED and a brighter red LED. Green LEDs were developed using similar gallium phosphide GAP technology. Blue LED was discovered, were the most challenging to develop. Yeah, the first high brightness blue LED was successfully created in the early 1990s. In 1994, Shuji Nakamura of Nichia Corporation in Japan developed the first high efficiency blue LED using gallium nitride. So you were right. But it was the blue that was last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The green came first and blue came last.
Blue came last. Yeah.
So the Nobel Prize was for the blue color.
Yeah, and what's interesting is this guy that developed it got no royalties. Zero. Nothing. The company that he worked for took basically his work and like redevelop, like was able to basically like have a license over the use and creation of the blue LED. And he had no right to be able to share that knowledge with any other companies. And he had to fight, if I remember the story correctly, he had to fight for his ability to be able to use that technology, even though he was the one that created it. Pretty wild.
Is that why Samsung produces all the LED panels?
I don't remember that part of the story, but I remember there was like one manufacturer of all like that could basically create all the panels, all the surfaces that we know of that would use the blue LED. They had sort of a monopoly over the creation of anything that involved the blue LED for at least some time until he could get the rights to then be able to use that technology in other companies. And I think he's still working for a company. I just don't remember which company right now. But he had to like go through a lot of like legal battles. It was quite sad. I mean, he developed like a multi-billion-dollar technology, and he saw nothing from it.
Makes sense because when you're working for the company has this in their contract. When you join the company, it's clearly mentioned whatever you develop during the tenure of
Yeah, it's
the job,
theirs.
it belongs to the company.
Yeah, still pretty wild.
Yeah. At least he got the Nobel Prize, which is quite fascinating itself. He
Yeah.
and two others. I guess they were a team of three people.
Um, did I want to look this up? Did Shuji Nakamura receive the Nobel Prize for the development of the blue LED? And did anyone assist with the development of this technology? I still spelled that wrong. Technology development with an O. Okay, it was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2014, along with Isamu Akasaki and Hiroshi Amano. Okay, I did not know that there were two others. These two researchers, working together with Nagoya University in Japan, made significant early advancements in the growth of high-quality gallium nitride crystals and the development of P-type gallium nitride, which were crucial steps in creating blue LEDs. Okay. Interesting. All right. I did not know that part of it. So that's interesting. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to see the history of development of technology.
For sure. I agree. So our original question was, is there a way to test blue light absorbing glasses to know that they are in fact absorbing all blue light? So let's look that up. Is there a way to test blue light reflecting or absorbing glasses to know that the lenses are in fact absorbing all the blue light? Let's see. Okay. Oh wow, it's giving me like all kinds of methods here. This is wild. Holy moly moly. Holy moly guacamole.
A lot of technology.
Technology. Lots of technology. Okay, blue light spectrum test with a blue light torch and card. Okay, well, we don't have that, so that's not going to be possible. Spectrophotometer device used to measure
I guess
light
we should
wavelengths.
rephrase the question and
Now, any home
maybe ask
methods?
something like yeah,
Oh, here's DIY method.
home experiment.
Here's a DIY method. Smartphone with the blue light filter app and the glasses. Okay. Enable the blue light filter on your smartphone screen and look at it through the lenses. The screen should appear less blue or more yellow through effective blue light blocking lenses. Okay, well, that's not really, that helpful. It should look less blue. All right. I have a blue light filter on this phone. I have it on all the time, so I guess I could try to turn it off. Let's see here. Where is my blue light? Where is the blue light option? Let's find it. Alarm, camera, dark, night light. Here we go. So if I place this, and you should test yours too. Let's put mine up here. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, that looks way less blue with that on. That's noticeably different. So I guess these work. How about for you?
You can show me a screen on camera and let's see if I can
Oh,
see it.
yeah, I guess I could do that, right? So let's do this again. Let's go back to enabling this. Okay, let's put it up here. Let's go over here. All right, so can you see this? You can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see only gray and black color.
Well, yeah, sure. But I'm going to turn this off. So does that look different to you? Well, you got to have your lenses on, silly goose. You got to do with your lenses on.
No, I was trying it with and without the glasses.
Oh, okay. But it says you got to do it with the glasses on, and you would notice if there's an obvious difference between this and then that.
Yeah, and now I can see it a bit on the red side.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm seeing it on the green side. Yeah, red.
Okay. So I guess that means that it works to some extent. I don't know if that's really that great of a test, in my opinion, but I'll go with it. Okay. I think there's got to be a better way to test for this at home. Let's look that up. Let's see. There's got to be something better. What are some other methods I can test my blue light?
I think we can try this. We can dip this in a blue liquid, and if it becomes transparent,
Would that work?
it's just, I'm guessing that's how it should work.
All right, well, it's giving me some methods here. That lemon soup hit the spot. All right. So, smartphone test, we already did that. You could do white paper and blue light source test. White paper, blue light source, LED flashlight with a blue bulb. Okay, well, I don't have that. I don't know if you do. But you would shine the blue light source onto the white paper through the lenses of the glasses. Okay. If the glasses are effective, the blue light spot on the paper should be less intense or appear different in color when viewed through the lenses. That's interesting. So you'd have the white piece of paper, right? And then you would shine a blue light and put the glasses in between. And the blue light would go through the lenses. And then the light would hit the paper. And then you would look at the light. And the light should be less, like a very good amount less blue. Or maybe even a different color entirely.
Yeah, makes sense. But I'm thinking if I have any blue light, I don't think I have any.
I don't think I have a blue light source of any sort. I don't think so.
I have red. I have yellow, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have a blue light source.
Probably some device might be having a blue LED somewhere. A tiny LED to show that it's charging or something.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's bright enough. You'd have to have like an actual, like I think, like a real, like good strong light source. I think for it to be really properly effective. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. Yeah. There's also
going back to the. Oh yeah. We have some more tests, I guess.
Yeah, there's more tests you can do. So you can do a print test. So print a test page with blue and other colored patterns. Look at the printed patterns through the glasses. The blue pattern should appear less vibrant or slightly altered in color if the glasses are effective, I guess, with it on versus off. Okay, maybe. Blue light app test. Smartphone with a blue light filter app. We already did that. Use the app to create a blue light on your screen. Look at the screen with and without the glasses. Okay, glasses are effective. The blue light should appear dimmer or less intense when viewed. Yeah, so I guess you would just take the blue light filter off of the glasses, off the phone. So let's try that. This might be an easy test. Let's try this one. So, and for all of our viewers that are watching this, you could try this with us. But nobody's watching this, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to turn that off. We're going to look for a blue, the color blue. Here we go. Let's find the color blue, just a pure blue color. If this lets me click on things, but my phone, doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, here we go. Let's just look up blue images. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is very blue. Okay. So here we go. You see that?
Yeah, I see 3 colors.
Yeah, there's a blue here and then like a light blue over there. So if you take your glasses off and then you compare with them off versus on, do you notice an obvious difference?
Yeah. Yeah. With glasses, they are slightly on the greener side.
Yeah, for me it's darker. Like considerably darker. It's just a lot darker. Okay, let's see what it says here. So if the glasses are effective, the blue light should appear dimmer or less intense when viewed through the lenses. Okay. Here's a reflected light test. Mirror and blue light source. So a mirror and blue light source. Shine the blue light source at a mirror. Okay, so you'd have to have, again, like a flashlight or like a strong blue light that you would shine at a mirror. Okay. So that's not going to be useful. So for some of these, you just really need an actual blue light source. But we don't have that at this time. So maybe at some point, we'll get that sort of thing. But as of now, forget it.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amit, what has been on your mind this week? What's been going on with you? What have you been pondering? Anything interesting? Anything exciting? Anything different?
Yeah, so a few days back we had a little discussion. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So I had sent you a recording of me singing. What was that? What song was that? Comfortably Numb? No.
Yeah, I think it was Numb. Yeah. Maybe. Was it Numb?
Yeah, it was Numb from Linkin Park, not the Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. And did you find the notes on your guitar or your piano or whatever instrument?
Yeah, I have been trying to, identify pitch using there's an app called Vocal Pitch Monitor. So
Okay.
I've been trying to identify different kinds of pitches, and I even tried it on my guitar, like not for a particular song, but for playing a random pitch, singing it along, and checking it on the app if I'm singing the right pitch.
Okay.
So as long as the sound is produced on the guitar and I'm humming along or singing along, I find that I'm hitting the right pitch,
Okay.
almost right.
Okay.
But as soon as that stops and I have to sing it again, I find that I'm not always at the same pitch. I'm either higher or lower. Most of the time, I'm lower. And yeah, for most of the songs, I've seen that I'm singing quite low than the
Mm.
original pitch.
Okay.
So this is what I've learned so far about my singing, that all this time I've been singing at the wrong pitch.
Hmm.
And that reminds me of something my friend had said. He is a singer, by the way.
Okay.
So he used to tell me, you sing well, but the problem is you do not sing in the right scale.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm not trained in vocals, so didn't know what scale, pitch, or all these things were at that time.
Okay.
But now I realize that this is probably what he meant, that I'm not starting the song at the right scale, and that is why it doesn't sound like the original, or it doesn't sound good enough. So yeah, in most of the songs, I'm finding myself singing lower in a lower register than the original.
So the way around this, again, is to find the actual notes you should be singing, knowing what those notes actually are, practicing those notes one at a time, individually, and then once you believe you know them really well, testing yourself using an app that will listen to the pitch that you're singing and then tell you, like, be able to give you feedback to let you know that you are in fact singing the correct notes, and then trying it along with you playing the guitar or along with the song, or like without the singing and you're just singing along kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the way to do it. Because if you're just practicing, like listening to a pitch and then copying it, that's good. That's a really good exercise. But that's not telling you what pitch you should be singing for like an actual part. So you got to practice that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been trying to work on it, and so far, I don't think I'm getting the feel of it,
Yeah.
because I'm often, like, once or twice I may hit the right pitch, but after a while I'll again miss the pitch.
Right. So if we were to take this song, let's see here. I mean, technically we're not supposed to listen to these songs and put them in our video, but nobody watches this anyway, so who cares? So let's look this up. Let's look up, let's see. Maybe this is good. Oh, this is it. We don't care about ads. We'll just skip the ads. Here we go. Yeah, this is the song, right? Okay. Okay, so we'll start with that. Da 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 da. Even though I sung some of the notes wrong. So, and I'm singing it on an octave lower, by the way. Na 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 na. Right? That's up the octave. Right? So I'll help you out a little bit to get you to the right notes. Na 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 na. So those are the first three notes are the same. Na na na. So I'll find that on the guitar for you. Okay? Let's find those notes on the guitar. Na na na. All right. Na. There's the notes. right? Right, that's the first set of notes for that part. So that's a C sharp. Okay, so that's where you would start. C sharp.
Okay. Is it an octave lower? That is C.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can any C sharp will work. It doesn't matter if it's octave lower, octave higher, the same octave. As long as you're starting with the C sharp. So if you're going na 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 or na 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 or whatever, I'm singing some of the wrong notes, but you get the idea. It doesn't matter. It's correct. It just depends on like which octave is most comfortable for you to sing in. So, I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe ideally you want to match the same octave that the singer is singing, but you don't. There's no rule that you have to. As long as you're singing the correct notes, then you're good to go. Whether they're one octave or the next, they'll still sound correct. Okay? So there you go. C sharp. That's where you're starting from.
Na 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 na.
So that note. Okay, that's fine. I can tell you what note you just sung. All right, let's do this. We'll help train you to get to the right note. Okay, because right now you're singing a different note. So, na. That's the right note. Na. So what note are you singing?
I don't remember. I'll have to try again.
Well, we'll sing this note. Na.
Na.
There's the right note. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So because I heard you and I copied you, so that is why I know right now this is the pitch that it should be. But if I sing from memory, then I'm not probably hitting the right note.
Yeah, that's right. So those are the notes. Na na na.
Na na na.
Yeah, that's where you want to start.
Na 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 na.
Almost. Na 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 na. You do it.
Na 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 na.
Yeah, close. You're just kind of skipping some notes. So you'd have to kind of work like one note at a time. And like actually when you find them on an instrument, it's better because then you like the instrument's going to be perfect as long as it's tuned. As long as especially if you do it like on a keyboard that's like programmed to be perfectly tuned, it's actually kind of better. So I would even, if you have a keyboard, I would do it that way. If you don't, and you just have a guitar, just make sure your guitar is perfectly tuned. Otherwise, you're going to be matching to notes that are not tuned. That's not really going to be helpful, right? So you got to like tune your guitar, know where the notes are on your instrument. The instrument's going to be perfect. And then like know where each note of the melody is. And then match it one note at a time, like super slow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be an octave lower, right?
Can be an octave lower. You can go na 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 na. It's fine to go there too. Yeah. Okay. Cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how that works.
Yeah. As I said, it will take some time for me to get used to that.
Oh, for sure.
Because definitely it's something new for me.
Of course. Absolutely. Of course, it's not an overnight thing. It's really learning a language. It's really learning a language. And then when you learn the language really well, like you could give me any music and I could come up with something on the spot, like right away that'll match it. Because I can understand, even if I've never heard the song before, even if it's like a style of music that I don't typically listen to, I could figure out something that will work well with it pretty quickly on the spot. Just like when we're having a conversation. Right now we're improvising a conversation. Right? How do you improvise a conversation in a language you don't know? Is that possible? Not really. But when you know the language and you have some vocabulary in the language, you understand structurally how the language works. Like if I just know a whole bunch of words in Hindi, but I don't understand how to put them together to create a sentence and how to communicate with those words. Having the vocabulary isn't enough, right?
You need the grammar.
You need the grammar. You need to understand structurally how, like, putting certain words in a certain order makes sense. How to pronounce them really well so you can sound proper, or you can sound like you're communicating to at least some level of sophistication, right? Like, you can hear the difference between somebody that, like, plays, like, if it's in music, even though you're just like, we were more of maybe a listener of music, maybe you don't know like all the theory and everything, you can tell when somebody is like communicating something meaningful musically versus not. It's very easy to be able to tell, like, oh, that sounds good. Like, all you know is like, oh, that sounds good, or that sounds like that works with what's happening. But when it doesn't sound good, that's because somebody doesn't fully understand the language. Yeah, sure. Typically, unless they're purposefully trying to sound not good, which some, jazz musicians might do that kind of thing. Yeah. They might purposefully sound
out of tune
or awkward, or they might be doing that on purpose. Yeah. Yeah.
I had this question while you were searching for songs. Like, YouTube has this rule that you cannot play a song on a podcast or something, right?
Well, they have a rule that, yeah, you're not allowed to play their music. Like, if you want to put something up on YouTube, then you're not allowed to take any of their YouTube content and put it into your content, unless you got permission or you got a license to do so. I think that if you're using, like, if you have your content maybe on a different platform, maybe you can do that, but it might be certain content you can, certain content you can't, and certain content would have to be like a certain length, like it can't be past a certain length, or you'd have to have gotten like a license to be able to place it in your video or in your YouTube content, or in your, I guess, even if I'm talking about exterior content, like outside of YouTube. So yeah, there's all these like conditions and legalities around it. I don't know all of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very tricky when it comes to monetized channels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, usually why they are avoiding this replaying of video is probably because they do not want to miss out on the ads. Am I correct?
I think if somebody's monetized their work, they wouldn't want, like, let's say our channel for some strange reason was monetized. Okay, we're making all kinds of money. You wouldn't want somebody taking our content, putting it on their channel, and then people aren't coming here anymore. They're going there and they're monetizing it and making all kinds of money off of us, right? And we get zero, or we get less money than we normally would. Like, you wouldn't want that, right? So I think that's the purpose of this being controlled in a very specific way.
Yeah, so that makes sense that usually it's for the ad purposes, that they don't want to reduce the eyeballs on the ads. So what if we play the song, but before playing the song, we play the ad as well?
It's not good enough because we would get paid. The idea is, like, the way that these channels get monetized, the ads are paying for their ad to be shown. YouTube gets some of that money, and then the person that has the channel that the ads get shown on gets some of that money, right? So if I have, let's say, Linkin Park song playing in our content, and the reason why people are watching our content is because it's argued that because we're having a Linkin Park song playing. People are coming to us. It's being argued that the reason why they came to our channel was to watch that, and then because of that that viewership, now it is more enticing for ads to be placed on our channel. And now we're essentially getting paid to be able to show, to have people view our content that has Linkin Park playing in it. You know what I mean? So, which takes away some of the money that would be generated directly to Linkin Park for their content. That would be their argument. Right?
Now, I think the workaround for that would be if YouTube could, build a feature that would simply embed a video or a part of the video from the original. Like there has to be some embed feature that would make it easier for the other video to be played, and then YouTube can play the ad as well, and the revenue will go to the original channel only.
Yeah, but how much of the revenue should go to the original channel? All of it for the entire video? Just for a section? And will that be enough?
For that section, for that embedded part, because whenever they will play the embedded video, the ad will appear only in the embedded section, not on the original.
Right, but then I suppose then the creator of the content would have to sign off on being okay with that. Maybe. I think that there is something like that already exists, though, where somebody that creates...
something like that in Instagram. Instagram has this option of, to be able to be allow the reels to be recreated, something like that.
Yeah, so I think there might be something like that on YouTube, that there is this sort of permission that you can grant other creators to remix your stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. If there is something like that, then the embed option, that can be very helpful.
Yeah.
For creators.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something like that. That makes sense. But then I guess then you, as the creator, remixing the other content, you'd have to be really aware of which content you can include, like which content creators have gained, allowed their permissions for their content to be remixed on another channel. So which one of their videos...
There would be an embed button simply. If it is allowed, then there would be the embed button.
Yeah.
And if not allowed, then the button would be missing.
Perhaps, yeah. It's not a bad solution. Not bad. You should call YouTube. You should email YouTube and let them know about this idea and convince them to implement it.
This is the part where YouTube should watch this, promote this.
Yeah, nobody's watching this.
Except AI, maybe. YouTube's own AI.
Yeah. YouTube's AI will watch this. Their bots will watch this just to make sure that the content is appropriate. And acceptable, yes. Yeah. But besides that, nobody else is watching this. Yeah.
Hello, nobody.
Hi, nobody. It's great to have you here. Appreciate it.
Nobody is perfect.
That's right. That's 100% right. So what else has been on your mind? There's been nothing really on my mind. I've been job hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an interview today that went very well. And I might get this job. We'll see. I can't tell you too much about it, though. It has to be a secret. I can tell you outside of the video about it.
Sure. We'll talk about it. But what was the interview like? We can,
It was pretty good.
Share about that, please.
It was pretty good. It was just more of a conversation than anything else. I met with the hiring manager. She's really nice. And yeah, it was just really cool. Like, it was really laid back. She's very personable. So it was really easy to actually just have a discussion. Like, what's my background? How is it relevant to the position? What's her background? Like, she asked me certain questions. I'm like, if I could, I'm very interested to kind of ask you the same question as well, to kind of learn more about you too. So it was kind of that type of interview. It was more of just getting to know each other. Like, let's just get to know each other. We don't necessarily have
So
to make this so formal.
she's gonna be a senior
She'd be who I would be reporting to. Yes.
supervisor.
Yeah. She'd be my manager. Yeah. So she's director. She's a director, and I would be a manager. Yeah. And then I would have like a team lead and other folks reporting to me. So if I got the job, which I think I'm going to get it, which would be really
Oh,
good. It would solve a lot of problems. So, yeah, and pretty wild how I got to this point, how I got introduced to this opportunity. Like it's just really getting connected to the right people. It's so important. Getting connected. It's all about just getting connected to the right people. You know, I sent out a lot of easily 100 applications and not even one response. And even I sent it, like, this is the tough thing too, is like, even I sent out an application to this for this position, and they couldn't find my application.
oh,
And it was like mixed in with like, 2,500 people. So the way that I got to the point that I'm at now, where I've, met with HR, I met the hiring manager, I met with what would be my boss's boss, is because I had somebody, my executive coach, that knows who would be my boss's boss if I get the position. So because of this connection, it wasn't because of my resume or anything like that, it was because of that connection that I was able to get my foot in the door. And I had to really stay on top of it too. Like I really had to consistently email, consistently let them know that I'm excited about the opportunity, that I'm genuinely interested about it. I had to really stay on top of it for like a month and a half. So, yeah.
finally, first of all, congratulations for getting back to work after a long time.
Well, congratulations to get to this point, but it's not, I don't officially have the job yet.
Mm.
But I'm meeting with the hiring manager again and HR in person next week, probably. So that's a good sign. So I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Mhm. So that would be the last round, right?
I think so. That's the impression I have, is that this would be the final meeting, discussion, um, yeah, to decide on what's going to happen next. Do I have it? Do I not have it? What are we going to do? How are we moving forward? Are we moving forward?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll see.
if you're excited enough, I think it's gonna go well.
I am hopeful, and it seems promising. That's for sure. So, like I said, I'll let you know. I'll let you know for sure. It really
It's
comes down to networking. I remember a lot of people asking me, like, if I could narrow down the one main thing that will land somebody a role, it really comes down to networking. That's the most important thing. 100%. Like, saying applications does nothing. Really, no, I shouldn't say nothing, but there's a very small chance, very, very small,
compared to connect.
compared to just getting to know people, telling your story over and over again, practicing what it's like to engage with other people, learning how to provide value to others in your network by maybe helping connect them to other people that you've made a connection to. And then from that, you get the opportunity to maybe uncover a job that otherwise you might not have learned about. So yeah, it really comes down to networking. That's how I've gotten every single job. That's how I got the job before that, job before that, job before that. It's always been, who's on my network? Who did I get to know? who's helped me uncover a job opportunity.
Yeah, probably that's why LinkedIn has become such a big thing. It helps really connect people of the same field mainly. You can of course connect with people from other fields as well, but mainly you get to know about the people from the same field
Yeah.
much more, quicker.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would I would argue that one of the best strategies actually is don't talk to too many people that are in your line of work.
is it?
Yeah, for a number of reasons. One is because you might be competing for them for the same roles.
Could be, yeah.
Okay. And the other thing is um, you're limiting who you can find out about positions. Find out about positions. Like you're it's typical, especially like in a corporate environment, where like some it does happen where certain people in a certain profession are very siloed off. Like they only know about people in their profession within that company, but that's rare. I think a lot of times if you're a professional, you're going to be engaging with people from different teams, from different backgrounds,
Mm.
from different professions, right? So, like I met somebody who had a totally different background than me. Um, there's nothing in relation that I do and what they do, like no correlation at all, completely different. She told me her story. I said, you know what? I have some people in my network who actually do something very similar. Might be the types of folks that you may want to talk to. She's like, yeah, that'd be great. So I connected her and then I told her more about what I did. And she's like, you know what? I think I might know about two positions that might be available for you. I could perhaps connect you with the hiring with HR. And again, no relation to like from what I do to what she does or anything like that. So, like, you never know. You never know who somebody knows, who somebody can introduce you to, what job opportunities somebody might be aware of. You never know. So I'm the type of person where it's like, let's talk to everybody and anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. Let's just connect with everyone.
Yeah. Besides, there is nothing to lose.
Plus, there's nothing to lose. Exactly. It's not like I got so much going on. Like, like during the day, I'm used to working. I'm used to doing stuff. So what else am I doing during the day? I don't have any meetings anymore for work. I'm not going into an office. I'm at home looking for a job. So let's spend this time like getting to know people, getting to know people's story, finding out who might know about job opportunities.
I'm glad it worked out for you.
Yeah, well, so far, but we'll see. It's not 100% until it's 100%, and even when it is 100%, it's still not 100%.
Yeah. Even if it isn't 100%, there is still, a path that has opened for you.
Yeah.
Like you will be making newer connections, and maybe they will recommend something more. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, maybe exactly. You never know. Like I think I've opened some doors for myself either way. I also like I've made a connection to somebody in HR, somebody in the field that I'm interested in, somebody quite senior in the field I'm interested in, and then maybe I can also help them network too. Maybe I could like reach out to them and be like, you know what, like really cool. Like I'm just very thankful that we got to meet. Thank you for working so hard at trying to see how we could move forward. I would really enjoy like either way. I'm gonna probably have this discussion with them and say like I would really it would mean a lot to me to be able to know that I could have some influence on your network in a positive way. So maybe we could just organize a time to kind of go through my network together and see how I can maybe make some introductions for you to some people that would be valuable for you to learn more about and be connected to. Let's do that together. So I can do that with this person from HR, with this hiring manager, with her boss now, and I think that would be a really positive way to develop my relationship with them, one way or the other, whatever happens next. Yeah.
The next month is going to be very eventful.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be good. So that's what's going on, man. How about you? What's happening on your end? What's new? What's exciting? What's different?
It's the same. So weekdays, as you know, I'm working as a freelancer. Sometimes I spend time with family, and then there is parties on weekend. The same usual stuff.
Okay. So just same
Nothing
old,
new.
same old.
Yeah,
Ah, question for you. You said you're familiar with code, right? With coding?
yeah.
What languages are you? What coding languages do you know? Curious.
I've learned C, and then there is JavaScript, Java, Python,
Okay.
and then there are different platforms that you can build on. So
Sure.
yeah,
Okay.
the basic languages are same. The syntax can be transferred.
Sure. Okay. The reason I'm asking that question is because I have a second question, and that is, have you ever used or have you ever heard of Power BI?
I have.
Okay. You've used Power BI?
I haven't gotten to use it yet, but
Okay.
yeah, I've heard and seen how powerful it can be. But now, to be very honest, Power BI may not be the first choice for everyone right now because now we have AI tools which can be implemented in Excel and spreadsheets. So I don't know how useful Power BI is going to be, but definitely Power BI might have added some of their own AI features. I haven't used it, but I'm pretty sure they might have.
Okay. 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 Because I know Power BI is really good for creating dashboards of sorts, right? And like
Yeah,
visualizations, right? Um, so this might be a tool that I may be using. Well, if I get this position, I will be using that tool. And there's an AI component to it. So I've used Power BI before, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of nuance to the way I'm going to be using it in relation to this job if I get it. So I may be asking for your assistance on some things, possibly.
definitely. Most welcome.
Yeah. And I know that there's like, you don't necessarily have to go down the coding, kind of the back end of it route if you're not looking to necessarily like from my basic understanding, um, if you're going to customize your dashboards and customize the visualization tools to do very specific things, then I think you have to go into the back end and kind of code some stuff in yourself. But if you're going to use kind of the features as they already have them, you don't have to worry about any of the coding stuff, right? So if
That's
it gets to the coding component of it, I may need perhaps a little bit of assistance looking at the code and just making sure that I'm on the right track.
most definitely. I think I'll be able to help because I have used VBA code in Excel, and I'm pretty sure Power BI uses the same.
Okay.
This is what I feel.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this could be a new challenge for me as well. I'll install Power BI and get my hands on it.
Cool.
Maybe start to learn the basics of it. Who knows where I'll be using it, but it would be like a new challenge, new learning experience for me as well.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it is a tool that was used in my previous team. It looks like it's a tool that could be used in this next team. So it sounds like it is used in a lot of different professional settings. So it may be actually an advantage to you to know it to some level because who knows how that skill could actually assist you in maybe finding like yourself advancing your career in some regard, right? So I think it could be a personal and professional benefit to you too. Um, yeah. So cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good to know. Good to know that I have this resource. All right, Mr. Amit, I think I'm going to have to call it quits for today.
For sure, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you with one question that we began with,
Sure. What's up?
and maybe it doesn't have an answer, maybe, but it's good to ponder about it.
Okay.
So, like you asked, at what point cereal becomes milky cereal or
Oh,
milk?
yeah. Or is it
I
soup?
can ask the same question.
Yeah.
or suit. Yeah, I can ask the same question. What color is my shirt?
It's every color besides the color that I see it as.
Like, would people call it blue or would they call it green? And the follow-up question is, at what point blue becomes
At what point does blue become a different color? How much of
green?
another color do you have to add into it until it becomes, or take away from it, in order for it to then be recognized as a specific color? Yeah, because it's very like infinite, right? You can like just add the most infinite amount of different, or take away an infinite amount of light, of a light source or a color source from it, and it will be technically a different color.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about over the weekend.
Yeah. It's like, does a tree make a sound if it falls in the wood and there's nobody there to hear it? It's like one of those things, right?
A Quan.
Yeah. I would say it does make a sound, even if somebody's not there to hear it. Somebody doesn't need to be there to hear it in order for something to make a sound.
But then again, sound is something that we listen to.
Is it? Or is sound just something that is observed or noticed?
Which
Right?
again means there needs to be an observer noticer.
Well, not necessarily, because sound essentially is just particles hitting other particles.
Technically, yeah, it's a kinetic energy.
That's
It's a
it.
form of kinetic energy.
That's all it is, right?
But
So,
would it be this specific kind that we call sound if we are still not there? It's again a
would
philosophical
we
question.
still call that sound?
Would Earth still exist if humans weren't there?
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't refer to it as sound. Maybe in order for something to be sound, there has to actually be reaching some sort of sensory device to pick up the fact that particles have hit
Right,
other
it becomes,
particles.
yeah, it's called a sound when it reaches a you know, sensory surface.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So then perhaps if nobody and nothing is there to hear it and observe the sound, then it doesn't make a sound at all.
But it's still there. So
It's
that's
still there.
the
It's just something
that's
we
the
would just call it
paradox.
something different. We wouldn't call it a
That's the,
sound. We would call it
that is why it's called a
pre-sound.
paradox or a koan. Are you familiar with the concept of koan?
Quan?
Koan, koan.
Koan. No. Koan. Tell me about this Quan.
So these examples or philosophical questions like these that make
Okay.
you force you to think about existence and something beyond materialistic things.
Okay.
It helps you expand your mind.
Okay. Quan. Interesting. Something to think more about. Talking about next episode.
Definitely. So
Okay.
yeah, I think we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
And
Today is Blue Light, musical language, finding a job.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay. See you next week. Always a pleasure. Always fun. And have a wonderful week.
Same to you. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir.
Close enough.
Au
Namaste.
revoir.
Namaste.
Bye, everybody. Nobody.
Bye, nobody and everybody. See ya.